guest is here.
Somebody just pulled in.
You have the lady at Jenny's.
See, I was sitting here, you could have told me to get my crap together.
Was Danny?
They work right here, and so.
You put your thing there in one ring.
Yes, I do.
What do you expect?
See, there, that's all you gotta say. You don't want these top two because they don't go together, there's a one.
You were busy there on Saturday at the store.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't even, that was, so me and Maria weren't even supposed to be there. It was our day off.
Oh,
We just
wow.
wanted to help them.
Good thing you were there.
Because they weren't gonna have time to do the cooking and
That's Danny,
Other
she
stuff.
shows up.
Special.
I didn't ask, I know last Saturday we did a 414 customers.
Wow. Did you do it every Saturday?
Well,
Yes.
Oh, that's.
So I don't know, that's the spring Saturday.
Right, because there's something coming
Usually a couple hundred.
now. That's, I
Right.
remember that.
Yeah,
The
the
weather's
weather.
nice, everyone's enjoying.
Oh yeah, they're getting their soil and stuff.
And
oh, you got it?
Yeah, and then Hutchison showed up.
Oh, so we gotta wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait till next time, it's okay. I'll just file it.
4 or
It's good.
5 weeks, it'll be
You go ahead, yep.
I'll call the meeting to order.
You good? Okay.
Third week of May.
It's time. She's supposed to come.
She will be. If not, I have all the information we need anyway.
Has everyone read the minutes from last time? If so, any questions?
Move to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Second?
a second.
Any questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The bills are being passed around once. So you put that to gas today.
Yep.
Oh, did you tell the one guy to be here at 10:50?
I told him 50. He'll be here at 7:50, so David will be here as well. Because we thought that Tanya would be here for the, Northwest Solid Waste thing that we said. But you guys can still go ahead and,
Go with Danny.
No, this is, Mark putting trenches across on the skunk hollow. I don't know if he's doing it or not. I think he's found another way to get his pipe through. So I haven't heard anything on that.
okay.
And, it's still basically saying grading when we can, we got the tree down. We're trying to set up the chloride tank tomorrow.
Did you get all the steel done?
Got it all loaded,
Okay.
you know, we're sending this load of steel down to Hodgkins tomorrow, so. I guess that's, down there, we might be sending the truck next week.
Sean's.
Sean's truck down to Allegiance.
Did you grab the steel culverts in the pit too?
No.
You don't. That's another load.
That's, yeah, that's 4 loads, but.
Is it Allegiance? Is it at Lake Champlain? Is it, they change their name every other week right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
It's
call it
still
Clark's.
Allegiance,
I just call it Clark's.
It's still Clark's. No, it's okay.
Um,
So what's wrong with it?
Well, I said something with the DEF, all the bands are breaking and.
It was a crack they saw this winter when it was down there. They
And
didn't,
then we didn't
we
fix it
didn't
because
work
we needed
fixing
it.
it
Yeah.
because it could be down for 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Not the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's money back.
That's good on.
It's not that old.
Deaf stuff.
Okay,
David.
David,
You want to come
come
up?
up. Sure. Thank you for coming.
Hello, everybody.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you again. Doesn't say town of Berkshire.
So I've got the same sets that we talked about last time I was here. But I'm really here to just answer any questions you guys have. I have some more questions, so.
Who had questions?
So we'll start by, so you gave us all the plans and whatnot, so we're just, trying to get an idea of what exactly you're gonna do, and, so that we can tell you what we want and get some numbers started, so we can go to the bank with them.
Okay. So what would have to take place is I can put a proposal together which will include structural engineering and mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineering. And I need to understand from you guys, we talked about 5 days last time and so on, and some office space. We can lay out a conceptual design based on what you think you need, and we can go back and forth a little bit.
So when you say, so who do you think you're gonna go with for electrical, or are we gonna put all of this out to bid, where are we coming at with this?
So for the engineering part, I'll reach out to a couple different electrical engineering firms that we work with. So we work with Pearson Associates out of, they're in Waterbury. Engineering Services of Vermont is in Rutland. Sometimes Steve Shaw will work with for mechanical engineering in St. Albans. So we'll go out and try and find who's available to do the work on time and who would be the best member. And then we would bring them onto our team.
Same thing with all the plumbing.
Yeah, every discipline, yep.
Okay.
So we kind of just solicit numbers from everybody, put a package together. Say you guys are to do the whole thing, it's gonna be X dollars. Here's the people that we'd like to work with. And we can bring those people in as well to talk. And then we do a conceptual design. We can do the conceptual design kind of while we're waiting for the numbers. To understand how big the building's gonna be, what spaces you want in it, how you want it laid out. And at least you can conceptualize a number based on that. We can have, if you continue to work with K.R. Adams Construction, we'll work with them to come up with those numbers, construction valuation numbers. So,
Yeah, because Adams is the only one that's still interested in building it,
I can find other contractors who'd be interested. That wouldn't be hard to do at all.
Right, because we gotta
Yeah.
decide whether we're going steel or wood,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, it's.
Right, that's a big difference, yeah. So yeah, I know Adams was talking about steel construction, doing a pre-engineered metal building frame, which is all good, that's fine. There's different ways to approach it. So that's why I brought together 2 sets, one a steel building, one a wood building. And we talked about those. But I would imagine I would come up here and kind of talk through with you. Like there's a lot of things that we'll get into, like on the mechanical side, like you want trench drains, linear trench drains, or do you want just spot floor drains, those kinds of things. Or do you just want to drain it to the outside? In which case you wouldn't need an oil water separator, things of that nature, so.
When you say just the outside business goes.
Well, you kind of slope the floor right out the door.
Yeah.
Right out the door.
Fairfield, Montgomery.
So you don't need one in every bay, or do you? Or just in the wash bay, or just in the mechanical bay?
If you do a wash bay, you'll want one. You don't need one anywhere else per se. But we probably recommend it because in the winter, all the ice melt. You've got to go somewhere. It's just going to get messy if you don't give it somewhere to go. We can look. Do you have a site? You have a site in mind?
Yeah.
We have the site plan.
Yeah, well, we need the site plan, and we could start to lay out, what your turning radiuses are and how you get into the site and things of that nature, and how much room you'll have in front of the building for your access.
No, we'll have more than we got now. Because it's even back further, yeah.
Good on that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give you ideas and we can all
Now,
talk about them.
Montgomery's is sloped and it runs out the doors. They have a lot of problem with that.
I've seen them out there with their blowers trying to break it up.
I
Get
would,
icy there.
That's the thing.
I would suggest that.
I,
So
A drain would be,
if you're gonna do that, those doors wanna face south, cause otherwise they could freeze the doors right to the ground. I've seen that.
I know like Franklin,
Yeah.
they drain theirs out and, you know, they've hit the button before and.
Yeah.
well, no, I just asked.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
no,
can get
just
doors
they-
right
Yeah,
there.
the lower panel they left right there,
Yeah.
and I've heard 2, 3 other places they got overhead door on speed dial,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, you wanna be careful about how you do it, where you do it, if you wanna do it that way, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would go with floor drains. I mean, if you're looking at this to be a 40 or 50-year building, you might as well kind of address it.
Yeah.
You're building it.
Yeah, probably,
You wanna do it,
I like that.
you wanna do as much as you can to get you there, so.
Yeah, do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Somebody else's problem. That's what my father always says.
You know,
Now, if you have a cost up front before you start doing the conceptual design and all this work?
yeah, I can give you that. I mean, I was saying, I think I gave you the numbers. Our architectural fee was $38,000 to do Grand Isle, which is a pretty straightforward building, super simple building. And then there was, in addition to that, there was the structural and mechanical numbers that I will also get. I will say those numbers are going up. I think things are going up. But I will get the best numbers.
So that would be up front and then
Yeah.
additional what to go along? It's kinda
Yeah,
like
we're
a
not gonna
deposit.
really, yeah.
It's like a deposit, is it?
What's that?
Like a deposit?
No,
Oh,
no
just
deposit.
a fee?
We'll invoice you after a month's work, we'll invoice for whatever work we do this month until we get to the fee.
Now, say we get somebody, do you come up and act like a clerk of the works to make sure everything's going the way it's supposed
Yeah, during construction, there'll be somebody, it'll be either me or one other person, depending on the timing, to come up and do a weekly inspection of work during construction. And during that process, we also do what's called like submittal review. So Matt, Adams, or whomever is on their project for them, or whoever we get to do the project, submits all the products that go into the building, and we review them to make sure that it's what we designed and specified, and so on. So you're ensured that the building will be designed and is bid. So, we'll work with Efficiency Vermont too, to getting lighting rebates and things like that, incentives that, to use higher efficiency equipment, all that.
is. Which do you prefer, the steel or wood?
I would go with the steel. And even, it doesn't even have to be a pre-engineered metal building, like if it were a steel building, I would say go with a real steel building. Because the pre-engineered buildings, metal buildings are designed exactly, there's very little tolerance to adapt them later on. So if you go to put solar on the roof or do anything, you've got to look at all the engineering that went into the building before you can approve it, or you might have to reinforce it. But either way, plus right now, pre-engineered metal buildings it takes some time to get, they're out, the lead times are quite long. But you can do a column, beam, and a bar joist assembly, gives you a lot more flexibility in how you look at it. And what you can add to it later is easier as well. You also want to think about too, do you want a sloped roof or a flat roof? And if you're a sloping roof, you want to make sure that you're not dumping water and snow out in front of your garage doors and such. So we can pitch it one way to the back, or we can do flat roofs or things like that, so.
Pitched.
Yeah.
Definitely want pitched.
Yeah, all good.
so it's gonna cost more if you don't, if you slope it all one way.
Not necessarily.
Awesome.
Huh?
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's what we were told at one of our
Okay.
other meetings,
So
so.
it's gonna cost more to slope it the other way, two
It's
ways?
two ways. Oh, I said it was
It's
cheaper.
cheaper to go two ways?
Yeah.
Cheaper to do a gable, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, versus a shed roof.
I don't imagine it's a lot more.
Probably not much, you know, if it is, yeah.
When the,
But then the
you
snow,
got the big number anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I will warn you, the numbers are really high right now. It's, scary to me. So I will do that. I will start to put together our architectural proposal. We'll conceptualize kind of a town garage, do like a preliminary concept design. And I'll run it by you guys.
I can eat.
And we,
Yeah,
we-
email,
Yep.
yeah, that I can send actually the big plan, but for right now.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I'll pull all the engineering. You want me to get a civil engineer, or do you have a civil engineer that you work with a lot?
Well, right now we're doing, we're working with Mike Jarvis in,
Okay.
Barnard Jarvis.
Okay. So what I'll do is we'll conceptualize a concept for what this, how this lays out on the site, how big it is, and how big the bays want to be, the doors, all the major features of the building, the office, administrative spaces, if there's a mezzanine lot. And we'll conceptualize that in plan and elevation. I'll sit down with you guys and go over it a little bit, what you like, what you don't like about it, and we can make changes. And then I'll send that concept plan out to the engineers so that they have something to price it from. It's this many square feet, it's this high, it's, you know.
So-
Right.
and the cost for what you're talking about doing is the 38?
Yeah, but
That was a few years ago, but it's gonna
Well,
be
yeah.
somewhere in that neighborhood.
that wasn't total, was that, like,
It was the total architectural fee.
but then, you got what, the mechanical,
Yep.
that's all that?
So, no, it's not
No,
that.
it's
Okay, yeah.
So the architectural work would be ours,
Yeah,
which is, whatever, just say 40 for round numbers. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing might be around, I can't remember the numbers I gave you last time, about 15, 16,
Yeah.
15, 18,000 maybe?
68, I think, between the
You
three.
came up with an overall of about six.
Yeah.
I did, yeah, and I don't remember how that was all broken down, I should have kept that. So a total with the civil engineering, MEP, and architectural, like you said, was about $70,000. But all of those people will be involved through construction, so they'll be reviewing it as well with the contractor and everything, so.
So the 70,000 is actually on top of the cost of the building.
Yeah, yep. It's the engineering services.
When you pull that CD out. with that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also want you to be aware that there's.
And we know these are the guys that are gonna be doing it, but they made that decision yet?
No, yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's why,
Okay, I'm just checking.
You're just here to talk, that's all they get.
No, I'm just checking, I don't.
We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, that's
That's why he's here, he's re-interviewing.
Oh, okay.
There you go, there you have it. So,
Doug, you want the job?
No, I'm just trying to get well, we know that they got 70, but we don't really have an idea of what the garage is gonna even cost us yet.
Right.
And we're not gonna know that until we decide somebody to do this.
correct, yeah.
So
we
we're
gotta
kinda,
have, yeah.
We gotta get the ball.
but it doesn't matter, it's,
I
yeah.
mean, right now, to be honest with you, like, even simple buildings, like, and this is a simple building, they can run $400 a square foot or more. It's crazy, and I get that, but,
I know, when I figured that up, I went, oh, good.
yeah. I mean, 10 years ago, this, you know, it was half that, less than half.
He gave us a bid of like 1.34
Yeah, we had, yeah,
million, so.
Right, cause you go the radiant floor,
That
then
was
we gotta have
a year,
the
6 months ago.
sediment tank that's in the
9 months ago.
ground, we
Yep.
gotta have all of that stuff, it
Yep.
just keeps
And
adding to it.
even 1.3 would be, well, what are you talking for square footage, do you know, or?
it was,
Well,
I think I even got the
120
paper.
by 60.
You still got one,
What's that, 70?
Yeah, it's 120 by 60 is the overall.
but you got the paper that they gave us for the,
Yeah, it was like 300,000.
Those are the 1.3 something million.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
let's ask them about one of those two in the truck.
No, it's all in the other folder, I did not bring it out.
7,200. Yeah, it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah, well, that's what he gave us.
2.8 million, so it's.
And that your fee's not in there?
No, no, that's why I said it scared me, I just didn't, I left it alone, but.
It is,
Maybe they're gonna use the garage they got.
Building statement.
Yeah,
so I know there is ARPA money that you can use towards that. I don't know how much you guys have, but
Well, we have roads that
yeah. I already know.
need worse repair than the garage right
Yeah.
now, so.
So, it's a lot of money, there's just no doubt about it.
There's no way to get away from
My reservation is like you've always seen stuff peak and then it levels out for a long time. I've never seen it go down necessarily. It just kind of
it
jumps up and then it'll stay steady for a long time, and then it'll jump again. Is historically what I've seen. But again, you know, you don't want to go too cheap because you want this thing to last. You don't want to get into a low maintenance situation. You want to have something that's durable and long lasting and doesn't
Going
have to be.
smaller doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So, it's hard decisions, for sure. And all the buildings that we're running up against are getting to be more expensive, so. I can't even guarantee you like the mechanical, electrical, even the structural numbers, they might be higher now. So I can't, I'd love to say 70 grand, but I'm not sure of that either.
And even at them prices, everybody's booked. That's
Yeah,
what's
That's
sad.
another
That's,
thing, yeah, we wouldn't be able to build it this year, nor do I think we could anyway, I don't think. Like, if you wanted a pre-engineered building, I don't think you could get one this year. You have to permit it through Department of Fire Safety. And so if you're looking at 2.8 million, just saying numbers, times 8 is, so it's 22,000 for that permit, for the fire safety permit. And that's gotta be done when we file the construction documents. When we're done with design, we'll file that, in order to pull your permits. So,
piggy bank will be empty before we start building.
yeah,
that's crazy.
How long is what this stuff good for?
If we get them permits, how long will they last?
oh, permits with fire safety are indefinite. So your local permits are probably either 1 year or 2 year, right?
2 years.
2 year. The fire safety permit, once we have that in hand,
It's kind of like a wastewater permit.
I'll take that back. If new codes are adopted, we'd have to go back and do the code analysis over again to make sure that we're meeting code requirements and energy requirements. There's what's called CVs, which is Commercial Building Energy Standards. Every 3 years they kind of bump up. So we'd have to, if you go more than 3 years, we'd have to revisit those codes to see how well it's insulated and if there's any code changes, so. And that would be International Building Code, NFPA, and all those types of things, so.
I think you just scared everybody.
I know, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Why are you so complicated in the old garage?
Yeah, no, it is, it's a lot to take on these days, it really is. It's, I don't have a good answer to say, you can do it this way and it'll cut off X dollars.
So our next step would be to
Decide.
decide, and give you the go ahead, and we do that, put your stuff together.
We aren't gonna know the price anyways until we do something.
Well, we got
So,
an average.
why don't-
Both, right?
So the latest one we've done is Tyler, Georgia. Metal building. Let me find out I can pull and get exactly what we spent on that per square foot and total, It was Connor Construction that did it. Let me start with that. So we actually have a realistic baseline, so we're not gonna get surprised. And knowing that, you know, it's a recent project. Let's start with that.
Cause I like Adam's numbers better.
No, but is he promising it, or is he just?
Well, it was an estimate, I mean, that was, he
It
hasn't
was
been
an
back,
estimate,
right?
but it didn't have permits or any of that stuff.
Yeah, so he's doing what are called
Yeah.
hard costs. So
Yeah.
he does the construction number. Our stuff is soft costs, our A&E fees, legal fees, the permitting fees, all that's what we consider soft costs for a project. They're not tangible, but they're there. But yeah, so let me start by getting those numbers, because it's a recent project and it's similar to what you guys want to do. At least I'll figure out what the square foot number is. And at least we'll have a baseline to deal with, to work with.
And that's square, they'll have everything, they'll have the heating for the electric, that's all part of
Yeah,
per
so if you
square
look
foot,
through
everything
this,
per square foot.
yeah, if you look through this set, there's structural, MEP, fire protection, everything, civil engineering is all in there. So,
I do have some of the ones you left with us.
Yeah.
These guys want.
I brought you welcome and use it, that's fine.
No, this is stick built.
This is, yeah, wood frame construction here, that one's steel frame.
Now, steel frame, you could actually do the same thing. I mean, that's about as basic as you can get.
This is as basic as you can get, yeah. My concern is that you'll have more maintenance when you go in like this on the line.
Well, I mean, steel sounds good.
Yep.
But, you know, just
So
in
that,
that design.
yeah, oh, I can do a very simple design, yeah, that's fine, in steel. That one, we did a few things to kind of
Perfect.
perk it up a little bit, yeah.
Well, it don't need to be pretty, just
Yeah.
Functional.
Yeah, we can keep
Functional.
a very
Fully
standard
functional.
steel frame, and keep it very boxy, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Maybe you
And
don't
we
want
don't-
something like the school there, Tom?
You want
What?
five doors.
That fits at the school, you don't want something like that?
No, I don't think it's
No,
necessary.
Building into the switch.
We can sit out there and have a read.
I'll start with that when I lay it out, a footprint like this, but we'll soon see the construction.
And then, you know, like 5 doors, 16-foot doors. I don't know what the spacing is in between them. Must be what, 4 feet?
Yeah, it's probably about 4 feet here.
But if you have 16-foot doors, do we have to go 4 feet? Can't you just only go 2 because there's still that much more room in between the trucks?
You can, you wanna be careful, cause there's a lot of equipment that goes in that little stem wall, so we might have, hose bibs, compressed air, the door operators, all that's, the tracks themselves all have to fit, so if you make that really small, there's a lot of stuff that's going into that little wall in between, plus the lighting maybe inside or outside. Maybe not, lighting might be higher, but, so you wanna be thinking
Because I'm
about.
just saying, if you went 14-foot doors, you're still only doing 4 feet between them. If you're doing 16-foot
They're
doors.
talking like, the doors are gonna be 16 foot wide.
Wide, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be 16 foot wide.
You want the wings on the
Yeah.
plows to be able to.
Right, but if you went to Montgomery, they only have 14-foot wide doors.
They have 2 16s and 2 14s.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, there's still that same 4 foot between each of them.
Well, probably like he said, put all pipe and.
See, like one on Montgomery's garage, the first bay is a 16-foot door, and they only had 6 inches between the wall and the edge of the door.
Mhm.
So when you drive your truck in, you open the door,
Yeah.
and it's hitting the wall. So, I mean, that's just one of the things that he knows. Like 4 foot in between doors is actually not that bad.
Yeah,
It's quite narrow. But, you know, whatever it takes to get it done, yeah, narrow it up. and then,
So we can actually typically what we'll do, and I think even on these, you'll see dotted outlines. We actually have the lengths and widths of the vehicles so that we know, and they're defined where they're gonna sit.
With the plow frame.
Yeah.
and then we want, well, like a bumper in between the doors,
Yep,
inside and out.
yep, you want bollards or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, the little posts.
They do get used.
Yeah, I hope they get used.
Yeah. The Fairfields, I see some scratches on their posts.
Yeah.
And like we should do the trench drain.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I don't have my, I'll get you my email address here too, so we can exchange some information back and forth.
Any other questions? We'll
So the maintenance bay will have a wall, right? That's the one that'll have a wall.
Well, yeah,
And the maintenance bay is not the wash bay, or the same, one in the same.
what was it, you were saying not to call it a wash bay, or?
Well,
Maintenance
firewall.
bay.
A firewall, that's what you were saying, not
Yeah.
call
So, because there's vehicles in this, there's a requirement, if you don't sprinkler the building, I have to compartmentalize it into,
it. So it's either gonna be one bay or,
if you sprinkler it, yeah, we can do it all wide open.
well, we won't.
But you showed like the wall, like 2 bays
No,
up,
we don't want a sprinkler system.
3 on the other.
Like this one here, let's say we put a wall right here between
Yep.
these two doors,
Yep.
that would be the goal.
Okay? So you're not sprinklering it.
Yeah, because we don't have.
You don't have fire
Wall.
protection capacity.
Then one of those buildings you showed us, that's the way it was set up.
Yep. So in this one, yeah, we've got the wash bay, which is, we've got the 5 bays. We had the one wall in between, which separates those 2 zones.
So if we did this wall.
Yep.
To get it away, do we need this wall?
No,
Okay.
we did this because this is a wash bay, so we contain, there's a wall in there with.
But if we have a trench drain all the way across, we should be.
Yeah, here, you don't wanna put it necessarily all the way across either. I mean, we did shorter runs of trench drains and pitched the concrete down to those, so we
So
didn't
we
have.
like it by the doors.
all- Yeah,
So you'd have three bays on one side as well, 2 on the other? Is that what they did?
probably, yeah, if you want 5 days total, you do something like that.
And then we could have, well, it could be a trench drain, but it could be just a short, like 10-foot drain all the way around.
It could be, yeah, so what I like to do is slope it mostly from the back and put it about 10 feet in from the doors, like probably
Yeah.
like right behind your front tires.
Oh, on the front of it.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have them backed in, right?
No, they'll be driven in.
You drive them in, you want doors on both sides?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna drive them in this way, okay.
You should see what they do now.
Okay. You're gonna drive them in, the front here, and the back.
One door, right?
Yeah, I don't know which was frontwards or backwards on this, but, yes,
This is the front of the building.
yeah, we drive them in, and then we just run, or drains.
Yeah, so,
Because we just don't want drains in the center.
Yeah.
If you're on a creeper.
Yep.
You're stuck in the drain.
I got you, yeah. A lot of times we put them like continuous, about 10 feet in from the door.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
So we'll have a little slope this way, or and a gradual slope this way.
Yeah.
It's also good to have them about 2/3 of the, or 2/3 from the back, or 1/3 in, because then your slopes are almost equal. So this one has a lot of trench drain in it, because it's a wash bay, so we put it right down the middle. And this one we had a drip strip in the back. This one was gonna have a concrete apron on the front, in front of the doors. That got taken out because of cost. So it ended up just being asphalt all the way up to the front. Yeah, it's more standard than you think.
and then, of course, I know we have offices, lunchroom,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Then we need a hazmat room, is isn't it? Or,
Well, just a room that keeps all the, yeah.
yeah, it
everything
has to be
and
fire,
anything
it has
like
to be
that.
fireproof.
I don't know if it has to be though, that's what I'm.
What do you ask? Which,
So,
For all
so we've been told lots of different things, but
Yeah.
your flammable stuff, does it have to be in a separate room
Fire
that's,
oil.
that's non-flammable or just in a
Actually,
room that's?
no, you can buy a fire cabinet that meets that, yeah.
Yeah,
If you wanted to do that, you could actually have it.
because we don't really have a lot of that
Yeah,
stuff.
No.
that's it, we'd have to calculate the quantities and then see how much you could store, but no, it doesn't have to be a big.
So then the furnace room and.
Yeah, we'll have a mechanical room, in this one we had 2 offices, we had a little kitchenette, and we had a bathroom. And then we had a stair that went up, and there was a platform over this portion of it here. They could store some materials up there.
So basically what we need is an office, a bathroom. We could take one of these offices out,
This would be a big break room.
make a big break room.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the server,
Mechanical.
mechanical,
Yep. No problem.
and that works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, the upstairs is only gonna just be to store simple stuff like
Filters.
filters and whatnot, like under basic.
Okay.
And as far as everything else, so, windows, the office, lunchroom, whatever.
Yeah.
There probably has to be another exit someplace on this end.
We had an exit there and an exit at the back of this corner. That's all. That's what's required.
No windows.
We didn't, yeah, no, we didn't have any back there. Yeah, because we don't use it back there, so. And this one, we had windows to the back, so. Okay,
I mean, that's,
that's what you're looking for. Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot of money for a frame.
God, get over it. Aren't you glad you're not building a barn right now?
No? But digest.
Yeah.
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 Perfect. Let me write that down for you.
Sure.
I mean, I would do this rather than get it.
Yeah, we say, do it basic, do sturdy.
But you want it to be useful and last.
Yeah.
Put stuff in that you want. Add.
Yeah, 'cause, you know, we got 50 something years out of the other one, and we're hoping,
Elevator down to your head and all.
right now, we're a couple thousand back then.
From the military.
Yeah, once we put a lot of them up.
Anything else?
I'll just leave these with you guys. If you wanna look at them, feel free. And
Yeah.
whatever can help, is fine.
Then you'll get us some numbers to.
I will, yeah. I'll start to look at what size,
Okay.
well, I'll get the actual numbers for Georgia, so we have fresh data. And, I can, you know, if we're talking 7,200 feet, which it sounds like we are, I can kind of give you a ballpark of where you should be. And that'll be, like I said, it's a steel building with insulated metal wall panels, so.
Yeah.
It's kind of all white inside, you get different colors outside, whatever you want, so.
A lot more light inside than you got now.
Except for the skylights.
And, was it standing seam roof?
So this one's a membrane roof, because a standing seam roof has to be minimum 212, so it starts to get pretty high. So this had, we had the front higher, and then it slopes all the way towards the back at, just a 1/4 inch per foot.
So everything goes off the back.
Everything's off the back of this one, yeah.
Now once the snow slides out,
Yeah, so, yeah, oh, that membrane is super slippery when it's wet, yeah.
The guy from States, I say, they're building like that, you know, they're long, spike, slope back.
Yeah. And that way it keeps it out from the front of your doors. The doors are always clear.
And we're talking about 20 foot.
On the front?
Well, of course, if it slopes to the back, So as long as we can get one way, if you drive in, well, no, I'll be sloping the wrong way.
No, you
Yeah,
got
back
the box,
in.
your back,
Yeah,
yeah.
the back
You
end
can
can
have
help.
the back end. Or even like 18 feet, if we get 18 feet, that's where we can raise, you know, we're most of the way up under dump bodies, enough for us to do any work.
Lift it, yep. 18 feet clear, okay. So it's only 15, like if you're doing a flat roof, there's only 15 inches of pitch between the front and back of the building.
And snow slide.
I mean, not right away, but when it starts to melt, then it really starts coming off quickly.
How high are their ceilings and that?
I'll find out.
We want them high enough so if Danny goes overboard, it's still clear, so it can go all the way
What's
up.
the name that saying?
How high is it if it's all the way up?
The same shed is 20 feet, and we can go all the way up to 20 feet with a 13-foot body.
So we
Shouldn't
get,
it be that? Just in
No.
case?
No, you don't wanna go that.
No, 'cause what's the name of saying?
Do you know how much
Something
that cost
about
that
the
would be?
height that time.
Height's not gonna cost you that much more, is it?
No.
Oh, height's not,
I
no,
mean, there's
when you're spending that kind of,
floor panel all the way around the building. So this one was, it was 20 feet to the back, and then obviously it was, I can't remember the depth, but it was probably a foot and a half taller in the front. So I say 20 feet, that was to the top of the steel, so the steel itself
Beams
Yeah.
under the 20 foot.
under the 20 foot in the back, but it's over it in the front, because it's single slope.
I mean, we only have 13-foot bodies, so,
Mhm.
and I try to keep them at 13 feet. But if anybody goes longer, well, that's,
A little bit higher.
but I mean, we're up high enough so that we can get to do about any work that we need to do. So.
Okay. Well, the beams too run next, like your dump body's gonna be able to go up between the beams. It's not gonna interfere with that. We'll have to worry about where we wanna make sure the tracks on the overhead door are up high enough and all that stuff too. So we'll bring the tracks vertically before we run horizontal.
Or the track should be inside the body anyway, or the outside of the bodies. 16-foot door.
Okay.
The door ain't open.
Oh, you still got your mower and all that.
Yeah.
But if it's 20 foot, you're only gonna have a panel, so you will go right up the wall probably instead of going the door.
Well, the
You
door
could
will
get a
probably be
little
14 feet, right? High, tall.
14 foot high, and you said it was 20.
Yeah,
That, well, 20 on the
on the
on the
back.
short side.
Yep.
So
22, say, on
So
the high side. So that means you have about 8 feet from top of door to top of roof.
yeah.
And then, so
you
you'll bring
go up
your overhead
quite a
door will
bit.
probably go up. You probably have 2 vertical panels and then you'll start to have the horizontal track from there. But so most of them, 5 of the panels will go horizontal.
Exactly,
That's how I built my tiny
So do you guys ever do Zoom meetings or do you do? 'cause-
Oh, we can do
Okay,
them, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, cause we can actually talk through the design review. We've got a board in our office, an e-panel that we can actually mark things up and you'll see it on this side with a marker on our board. So we can communicate that way, it's just help, you know, when we're in the initial design stages.
No, we can.
Okay.
I think we have, what, 45-minute limit, no,
Yeah.
because we're not like.
Okay.
But that's good.
We can meet.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can shut it down and start it back up for
Yeah, yeah.
another 45
No,
minutes.
oh, no, we'll set it, we can set up the
Oh,
meeting
you will
so
set it up,
guys.
oh,
yeah.
okay,
You
so,
guys just have to log in and it'll be good.
oh, perfect, that works for us.
I know what you mean, but.
Yeah,
45.
if we were the ones that run it, yeah, we.
No, we'll host it.
Okay.
You guys can just log in. That works for you.
Mhm.
It's still, we're gonna do person-to-person meetings too, but sometimes it's easy just to have an interim.
No, it makes sense, yeah.
Discuss stuff. Everybody hears it that way. So,
Very good,
anything else, guys? Okay.
sounds good.
Oh, we're scared now.
I know. Wait until I get that number.
Yeah.
I'll get you a real number and you'll see where it is.
Probably better bring it to February.
I know. I hear you. They are scary numbers.
It's more than we were thinking about.
Yeah,
I know.
500,000.
I know when we started, it was like
Yeah.
800.
Pre-COVID.
We went up and it was-
I thought maybe we could keep it under a million.
Pre-COVID, maybe, yeah.
That's when we started, and then COVID, we were like, well, we'll just,
Well, we weren't really.
Then
ready.
nobody- then nobody would talk to us.
Nobody would talk to us.
it's alright, we'll roll with it.
Okay. Email me if you have any questions or stuff. If you can send me the site plan,
Yeah.
I'll take a look at that. Have your look at these and let me know what you want us to do.
Sounds good.
Very good.
Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Here. Bye, guys. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Alright, you wanna do the Tanya thing?
You done?
The only thing I do have to say is we did find out who owns the pickup,
Oh,
and it's not the company,
who was it?
one of the workers.
Oh.
And he blew the rear end. And he just called the bank and said it's yours, and the bank doesn't know where it is.
How did you find that out?
I guess somebody that wants to buy it.
I tried everything.
And come
Okay.
find out, he told the bank where it was, and they can't find it, so they don't really care. And they said, you know, it's got 130,000 miles on it, blow rear end, they don't really want it. So this guy's trying to buy it and see if he can get it.
Ain't nothing to us, if he comes and hauls it off. Nope, okay, perfect,
You can take it. You can deal with it.
perfect.
So Danny done.
Danny done.
Danny done.
Danny done.
Back to number 3, she's not Tanya Dufries, right?
Yep.
She's not here, she's assistant clerk in
Wanton.
and she'd like to be our representative on this solid waste district. She lives in Berkshire.
Yeah.
She'd like to be our representative for the solid waste district.
Is that the job we gave Jason?
Yep,
Look at that.
Give it up?
Unintended meeting?
I actually never sent it off yet.
Oh, they're in Georgia, they're in Georgia.
He doesn't want her to feel it, so he'll let her have it.
They used to be in St. Albans
Yeah.
when I did it. And then they were in Sheldon at the school.
So you're willing to let her do that? Huh? You're
I
willing?
called him first, I
Okay.
said, Jason, and he's
We
like,
were gonna-
oh.
He came in good too.
We can find something else for him.
Yeah. There's
Yeah, Northwest Regional Planning Officer. So we do need
There's a
him.
I'll
motion.
make a motion that we let, what's her name, Tanya
Dufries.
Dufresne, represent us
I just need you
on
to
the
sign where I put that.
solid waste thing.
Second?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, all those in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tanya.
I changed the fees on the dog ordinance, we just need approval.
First offense is a written warning. Second offense, $50, full penalty, $25 for a waiver penalty. Third offense, impoundment and impoundment costs plus $75, full penalty, $35 a waiver penalty. Subsequent offenses, impoundment and impoundment costs plus $100 full penalty, $75 a waiver penalty. So the first time it's just a warning and then this And that comes out of the tickets?
Yep, and you can send a ticket for $100 on the fourth offense every single time if you want to,
Oh,
as
wow.
many times as you want to.
So after the fourth offense, you just keep sending them?
Yep, yep.
$100 about every 30 days, how many days they got?
Nope, every time there's an offense.
Yeah.
It was every day, you send one every day. And
And,
when they don't pay them, you can put a lien on their property.
Then they go to court.
Nope,
No,
No,
just wait.
if they sell, you just,
If they sell them, we get the money.
no.
you only go
Makes it
to,
simple.
you only go to court if they decide to appeal anything that you've done. And when I say you, no, I'm only kidding. The one writing the ticket.
Oh,
I have a motion to increase the penalties for offenses with dogs.
I move to increase the penalties.
Alright.
First and second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
There, that was simple. So, the,
Speaking, how is our dog? Does we got any more issues?
well, so I did let her know that you guys had asked for a report each month, so when I messaged her today and said that she, needed to send a report and whatnot, she really doesn't have a report. She has gone down to the Langs several times during the day, but nobody's ever home during the day, so she doesn't have anything to report. That's all I got.
Yeah, I see her the other day up in the garden. That's what she told me.
Oh, at the,
Yeah, she was visiting her husband during lunchtime.
I,
I
because
wasn't impressed.
Mr. Valenta had sent me a message saying that the dog was back there, but he didn't get a picture of the dog because it was.
It was
early in
back
the
there,
morning.
yeah.
It was, but I can't send another ticket because I have to have physical
Oh, so
proof
then
that that dog was there. So
Okay.
I sent her a message saying, okay, this is what I have and I can't do anything about it, and, yeah.
I saw the dog in its yard. the other
Did
day.
ya?
It's just standing in the driveway.
So I did let him know that there really was nothing I could do because I don't have any physical proof, but, here we go, and I sent him, her, and Tracy's information, but I've also sent animal control his information and, the neighbor's telephone number, their email, I've sent her everything, so there's multiple ways to get a hold of them
Yeah.
instead of driving to their house, so. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't.
Well, we have a leash law, right?
Mhm.
So if the dog go over there, they're breaking the leash law, can we fine them for that?
We did,
Okay.
that's what I mean, I did send them the ticket, I've sent them everything, and it's still there, and so
And-
since August, she's done.
Yeah,
Animal
Can
control's
she
got
can she
nothing.
pick the dog up? Or
No, we have no place to put them.
But that's the reason?
You can't pick the dog up unless we have a place to impound it too. Do you wanna be the impound
No, I'm
officer?
just
'Cause
asking.
If you have your barn, we can just
Yeah,
send them down
put 'em in
there,
the
we
barn,
will pay you
yeah.
to house them.
Mm-mm.
All you gotta do is feed them.
Mm-mm.
show them the little manure there.
But did the people respond to the ticket? Have they responded to the ticket you gave them?
They paid it.
Oh, they did? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So,
So the second time it would be,
so we sent this ticket over a month ago, and there's only been one instance in the last month or so I'm hoping that maybe,
Maybe they're trying?
They're trying.
Yeah,
so.
no,
it's too bad.
So that's where we're at with that. So radar signs, I have looked some of them up. I've got a hold of Highgate, Montgomery, and they all gave me a different place that they go to. Highgate put theirs in, but they put in the high-tech readback ones that are a little bit more expensive and whatnot, but yeah, they're expensive. So WorkSafe that we typically deal with do have some. So I was gonna send them an email and just see, because they don't have their prices on their website. You have to actually send them a message.
Where do you just
tell them
get
what you're
theirs?
working-
I think they got this from
From WorkSite. Montgomery did all traffic controls, and then I think Highgate did Maryland or Marvin or something like that, but those were the,
It's still expensive.
SNL one's the Innisbrook, I think
but they have some that
can't
are,
keep track of.
yeah. But there's some that are, theft proof, you know what I mean, or things like that, but I mean, any vandalism can help. But, so solar powered ones, all the solar panels are on the top, so in the winter, they're not really, we might as well take them down. Because you have to go take the snow off them,
Yeah.
or, you know what I mean, they don't
That's
work.
not really-
Yeah, that's not good.
So, you know what I mean, whatever we get, just as a rule, if you're gonna get solar powered
So,
ones, you
Easter
just take them
leaves
down.
theirs up. They got solar on theirs.
I don't
Why
know.
probably works part-time.
Well, and that's what everybody said, Highgate said it, Montgomery said it, Enosburg said it, like, the solar part, just, you have to have somebody that's gonna go out there and clean them, or they're not gonna work.
Yeah, maybe even angle them a little bit.
Well, I imagine they'll work.
But people, you know what I mean, like, they say, you know what I mean, like, people are not, you know, speeding so much through in the winter as they are in the
They are?
summertime. You
Those
know.
blue and white plates coming from the north going skiing don't speed in the winter. I think that's where most of
Pretty
this people.
sure that them going through aren't even looking at that sign anywhere.
Can't read English.
You can already see the mountain here.
Mhm. But, so, I mean, we can start with something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm still looking into it, but we have, so we are still getting lots of complaints on, the ones that live across from your brother down there. On Berkshire Center Road, and
Nobody's
all the
made a written
cars, the
complaint.
jumps, the
I
campers.
mentioned it to him the other day.
I know,
The
I
people?
just,
I mentioned it to him. I said, I was surprised you guys haven't got a letter yet, or something.
well, that's what I'm saying, do
He
we,
says
do
most of
we,
that stuff's not even theirs. They intend to clean it up this spring, so we'll see.
okay.
Some of it's not theirs. I mean, there's stuff that they had somebody
I'm
left
just
there.
thinking, you got a lot of wood area, just get it out.
Well, he said he tried that, but it don't work in the winter. No heat.
Okay,
But I actually talked to him the other day.
yeah, okay.
I said, I'm
It- it
surprised you
is
guys
starting
haven't got a
to
letter,
collect
because I said,
lot
there's a lot
of
of, well, the bolts lead in, some other stuff's going, so I don't know.
Okay,
Where's that stuff? Across the
Okay,
road?
now?
no, across from David.
Mike, yeah, Mike and Mikey.
Okay.
That one's not even the bad one.
Who's the bad one?
Go ahead. West Berkshire, Diesel Pro, there's boats, multiple boats, campers,
Oh,
and.
yeah, well, I
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
that
Give
way
me
very
this one
often.
right here, in bottom, top of the hill, or halfway up the hill.
Oh,
It just
go
stuff on
farm.
property.
Yeah, you have to go by that one all the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking, I says, how many boats
Well,
does
it's
it
a
mean?
Nice stove and
We
sink
could
here.
discuss that at one of our meetings previously.
Cabinets and that.
He's probably due for a letter.
Yeah, well, people didn't want to do it.
Sir.
Well, we can send a letter, maybe. if
No,
we
no,
have-
he didn't want to do it.
Mhm.
The board didn't want to do it.
So I told Emily.
But,
We can't get them, so we can't enforce it, but we can, maybe if we send them a letter, it's, we're not gonna go to court over it, but
He
we
did,
can
I was
send.
hoping Mark would say something because Mark does his field.
yeah.
And he did move the campers and the boats back so that out of the fields that where they were before, but there's still a lot of stuff there.
So the state had that rule that if you have more than 2 things, you have to get like a junk letter permit. We just kind of send
No more
out
than two
that letter
registered,
as
no more
well
than
as.
two unregistered vehicles, right? That's what I told Mike.
So I can look that letter up and do a letter that says, this is our ordinance, this is what the
What
state.
about the other one? Where's that?
Oh, man, I take pictures of.
Oh,
We
we're
saw
waiting,
the other
we got a 30-day notice on that one.
house. Are we P.E.G.s?
Because Vince went back out there too and they haven't done
On
anything.
the corner on the right.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, so, see, you see a lot more stuff up in the truck.
I do, I'll have to look it up. Is it there? Nope.
Just before you get to the border patrol people on the right.
Well, that's what I
where
did,
it's
because I
at.
tried to look up who took over, Barry Domino's place, and I can't find it anywhere, so I'm gonna have to call in solid waste, because somebody should go out there.
Yeah, because that's,
I've never noticed, I guess.
I mean, that's a good thing, you don't.
Nobody sees it,
You
man.
don't see it. I mean, you
Oh,
have
they
to
don't
look
see
for it.
it, no one will complain.
What if that's what we do with our new,
Well,
appointee, because she go out there and check them things.
What's that? The solid waste?
No, we're talking about the place over, okay, solid waste,
Did you get me a name and
No,
number
I
for
was
the
gonna-
garbage comp?
No, I tried, I'm gonna
that's
call
what
him.
she was saying, she can't find it. He retired.
Barry?
Yeah. I just gotta get somebody, so when I get called and they're complaining to me, I say, call this guy. I'm not dealing with it.
I know, I was actually gonna take your number off our road order too, your house number.
Okay,
off our telephone list.
yeah.
Yeah.
That way Jimmy doesn't give it out.
Yeah, I mean, yes, exactly. It's like, you know how many times I've said that, like, oh, do that. That's why I don't have-
I don't answer my house phone. And now that they ain't got caller ID, I don't answer it at all. I listen to the message to see if I wanna talk to them.
That's all I have.
Okay, so you'll check into it.
All I want that for is for the animals to come to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out who's on that. Sure girls, I'll send the letter, send the letter and the state junk letter, okay. This
I
one,
used
the
to have them
garbage
all,
in.
then I lost them,
So
I
that
think
one's
I got
going
them,
to
but
Lake Road.
in an email and never punched them in my phone.
Yeah,
I
they're.
might have to
So
sit
when I
down
look
and
at this
punch them all
tomorrow
in.
morning, I'm gonna be like,
What? And we need a new member for the, Wild and Scenic Committee.
Oh, that's
because,
right. So
My
Carol
wife is
has
done.
resigned from the Wild and Scenic Committee.
Yeah, he may.
But like I said, I'm gonna call
Yeah.
Joanne Wozniak and see if she might be interested in that. and we'll
We have
go.
Russ Ford on it now, we have John.
Right.
What's that for?
Mhm.
What's that for?
That's the ones that we get all of our grants for to change the culverts and stuff. They do the Missisquoi River that runs from Jay, or is it
North
at,
Shore somewhere over
yeah.
to unencumbered, so it ends
Yeah.
down. to the East River.
and they do all the river cleanup and, yeah, all
They have a lot of money to give out. Grants,
the.
that's-
Yeah, we just got the
Nice job,
10,000 to
Rose.
do that, did you
Is
order
that
that?
what that's where their office is now, I believe.
Yeah.
She actually came, knocked on the door today, and she says, I don't even know who I am, but I want you to contact Paul down there, but right in your pit again, because I might have found some funds. If you find some funds pretty soon to fix the hole before it gets to the pit.
Is she the one that came here to the meeting that night?
No.
Not Lindsay?
No.
One of them came to the meeting.
Lindsay.
For the four.
Yeah.
Maybe it was her.
Okay, Lindsay has,
She said she was gonna work here.
she's got peer.
I didn't see it, I just hollered, she went to the door, I hollered back and forth.
Alright, at this point, the meeting is,
Close.
we need motions.
I will close the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.